Al,
That's me.
it's time once again for our annual March tradition.
It is.
It's March. Everyone's gone mad. Everyone's filling out their brackets. Selection Sunday was this past Sunday, and now we know everyone that's eligible for this year's March Madness.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to break out the bracketology, study the bracket, and determine the most scientific and objective bracket that there will be.
Yes.
Because it is again time once again for March Madness. Here on the Season Lamb Checkup OVA. It's a podcast where we have conversations about video games, anime, and manga. Hello. I'm Jared, joined as always by Doc Al and Ladium.
Hello.
And we're gonna break down the tournament. The big tournament. What is this, our fourth year doing this? Yeah, fourth year doing this.
Yeah.
We've done some Persona stuff, some other Persona stuff. We ranked Aqua songs last year. This year, we're going to the gals from Nijigasaki and ranking their music. This tournament is a little funky because they did not have enough songs to qualify to have 64 entrants as we usually have. So we have 57, which means
They
we
almost
have
got there.
numerous buys into the second round, which makes this a little bit weird, but we will soldier through all that sort of stuff. Quick housekeeping notes, because someone out there might ask. We are not doing anything that has not been released yet, which means some of the new subunit songs that have been previewed but aren't out yet, we are not putting those in there.
Correct.
The two songs from Lanshu and Mia and All Stars do not have official releases, so they are not on here.
Right.
Even with all of that, we still would not have hit 64, so still would have been a little rough. But yeah, we're not going to put anything out on here that is not officially released as of the time of this recording.
Yeah.
So no Cat Song, which is unfortunate. The Cat Song could have made a big run.
Yeah.
Big run, but we have basically everything that I think is out there. So it's the 3 albums, subunit stuff, first single, all the stuff from the anime, and then some of the bonus songs as well. So quite a bit of stuff here, and this is a little bit different than what we did with like with the Aqua bracket, where it's like everything was just from Aqua essentially. This is a wide variety because you have the group songs, you have subunit songs, and then a good majority of this is solo songs.
Yep.
So it's going to be a little bit different than what we may usually have in terms of like criteria and stuff, in terms of how we judge these matchups going forward. So there you go. That's kind of all the housekeeping I have out of the way. Al, do you need the link to this? Because I don't know if I linked you to this.
Nope. I pulled it up.
Cool.
And I have my bracket that I filled out, and I have the blank bracket so I could see where we're going with this.
Cool. I'm filling out a bogus prediction because that's the only way I could do this, because I did not print off a bracket.
That's fine.
Whatever. It is what it is.
I mean, that's kind of what I'm doing, is I've got a blank one that I was just going to fill out as we go along.
Yeah.
So I can play along.
Yes. We have the first round, obviously. A whole bunch of matchups. How many matchups? We got 25 matchups. And then we will head into round 2. These are the songs that have buys into round number 2. Sweet Eyes, which is the B-side of Nijiro Passions, I think. Wonderland by Kasumi. Say Goodbye at Namida from Ayumu. I don't remember how. Mitsukikyo Believer from Kasumi. Let's go with that. Die from Setsuna, Margaret from Kasumi, and Chased by Setsuna. I would say if I remembered the ability to fix the bracket and make the buys what I would have wanted, half of those songs would have been buys to begin with, so. We've got that going for us. Let's dive into the very first round.
Okay.
Where I believe we did our own predictions. We filled out our own brackets. And there was a commonality between both of our brackets, and that was the bottom half of the bracket.
Yes.
Where basically we ended up with the same two semifinalists coming out of the bottom half of the bracket. The top half of the bracket, though, it's a wild card.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
Wildly different between both of our brackets. So I have a feeling that's going to potentially keep going in terms of how our overall bracket is going to go, and it's going to be all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
But without any further ado, let's dive into the bracket, the opening round, the round of 57. Our opening contest, we have Nijiro Passions, the anime opening, and Dreamland Dream World from Azunia. That is the first track off of their first release. I should pull up my bracket just to see some stuff.
Oh, I didn't pull up your bracket. I should pull up your bracket too.
Because I don't remember certain things. But while I'm doing that,
yeah,
give me your thoughts on this matchup and what do you think moves forward?
So I think they're both fun songs. And there's nothing that I have against either one of them. I personally enjoy Dreamland Dream World more just because it's a really, really fun song. And they're like weird circusy, also ornament style outfits are cute.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that it also like shows a different kind of style, especially not as much for IMU, but the other two. Like the style for them is different here, but it's really fun. Nijiro Passions is very much an anime opening. Like you said, it's not bad. And I really enjoy the song. I just think that Dreamland Dream World is a more fun song to listen to, and I listen to it more often.
I think so. I agree with you. I think the problem with Nijiro Passions is that it really just kind of sounds like the other group songs. Like it doesn't sound like it's anything new.
Yeah.
And I would take the other group songs over this.
Yeah. I agree.
10 times out of 10. So let's move the Azunia song over to the round number 2, where it'll take on another group song. We'll get to that in a little bit. Next up, we have Just Believe, which is the group song from the third album, and Solitude Reign from Shizuku, which is her anime song.
Mm-hmm.
I went with Just Believe here because I like that song. I think it's real fun and good. I think a problem with a lot of the anime songs, like not all of them, but a majority of them, is that they are perhaps maybe the weakest solo songs for all the girls. In most cases, I would say.
Yeah,
There's a few
I
exceptions.
Can see that. This is actually one of my favorites of Shizuku's, though. And I think it might be partially because of the visual of it was just so stunning in the anime.
Yeah.
And like the build up to it was really, really good. Why can't I make the bracket work? Anyway, so I really, really enjoyed that. I thought it was fun. The outfit was fun. And the song is good in my opinion. That being said, like either one could go forward here, and I'd be like, yep, that's fine with me, because Just Believe is also a really fun song.
Yeah, I think just for me, I think the other Shizuku songs are just, I enjoy them more. Like I agree with you that like the way the anime presents that song is really cool and does a whole lot for that song. Mm-hmm. But again, I just think that's the weakest song of hers, which isn't a knock or anything. Like it's still a good song. It's just, again, I would take the other three probably over it. And Just Believe, I think, is just a fun song.
So I think Just Believe is going to go forward?
Yes.
All right, Just Believe it is.
Up next, we have Martian Star, which is from somewhere.
Kanata's, it was her third?
Second or third. I don't remember which. And then Vivid World from Karen, which is her anime song.
Mm-hmm. I went with Martian Star here.
I also did.
That song is really, really good, and I love her like star sitting thing. It really plays into her whole like lullaby aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
It's got like the little dreamland sound to it. But also just like her singing in it's really, really good.
Yeah.
That's not to say that like Karen's is a bad song, but this
No.
is easily her weakest of her solo songs.
Yeah.
Easily.
Someone has a dissenting opinion in the Owl household, apparently.
That would be both the kitties.
But I completely 100% agree with everything you just said, so let's just move that on over.
Okay.
Kanata's song. This next one sucks.
This one was so hard.
Because both of these songs are very good, and this
Very
is not
good.
this is a very unfair opening round matchup.
Yes, I agree. It was very, very hard for me.
We have Like It Love It from Setsuna, her third solo song, and Diamond from Kasami, her first solo song. I literally got to this on my bracket. I was like, "This sucks."
Yeah, this one's
I
super
hate
hard.
this.
Because Setsuna's, we've got the nice like early 2000s whoa stuff going on, which
Good
is
old pop
great.
punk happening, yeah.
Yeah, and like the song itself is just awesome. She's got the megaphone in this one.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's Diamond, which is just a fantastic experience. I love that song.
Yeah.
I had a very hard time with this one. I ended up going with Like It Love It.
I also did as well. I want to say, yes. For me, I think I really really like Diamond, but I also think it's the second best Kasumi song.
Yep.
And I think what won me over for Like It Love It is the 2000s pop punk aspect of it.
Yep. Same.
I'm a sucker for it.
Yep, same.
Can't
Big
help
same.
it. All right. But again, yeah, that matchup sucks because it's like, God, both of those songs could go very far if they were not grouped up against each other at the very beginning. Like,
Yep.
it's real unfair.
Yep, I agree.
But that's you know what we say around here.
It's how the cookie crumbles.
You live and die by the rando.
You do live and die by the rando. And that is how we work here.
Mm-hmm. Up next, we have Ayan no Uta from Emma. Is that her third?
It's her most recent one. And the same album as Like It Love It.
Okay, so that's her third solo. And then Yumi ga Koko Kara Hajimaru Yo, which I believe is the episode 13 group song.
That sounds right.
I think I went with Emma's song here.
I did too.
Because I think the problem with this group song, again, is the same problem that Nijiro Passions has. I think this song's better than Nijiro Passions, but again, it just sounds like a Niji song.
You mean it sounds like a...
In terms of just like, it sounds just like the other group songs. Like, it just doesn't sound
okay.
like, again, it has that problem where it doesn't sound any different.
Yeah.
Which I think it's unfortunate. Like, I don't think this is a bad song, but it's just like, you would listen to this and be like, I've basically heard this before.
I will also say that it going up against Ano Uta by Emma is just brutal against it because that is easily her best solo song. Easily. This is, her name is Maria, right? Her voice actress.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is really, really showcasing her vocal ability because she just wrecks this song and makes it her own. And it's a really cool idea behind it because Emma is from Switzerland and she comes to Japan to be a school idol. And so every song up to this point has kind of had like that like Switzerland European type feel to it. And even like her anime song has that. But then this one goes in a completely different direction because of like the story behind it is that she inherits this song from another school idol, but it sounds way more traditionally like Japanese. And I mean, she just like those high notes in this song are beautiful. She just nails this vocally. It's such a great song. I listen to it a lot. What?
No, you explain that makes your bracket make a whole lot more sense.
Okay.
Because I remember seeing it for the first time, and I was just like, "Whoa, where did this come from?" And like you explaining that makes it make a whole lot of sense. But yeah, let's move that forward. Up next, we have Evergreen by Emma and Doki Pipo Emotion from Marina. These are both the first solo songs from both of them.
Mm-hmm.
I went with Rena's here, I believe.
I think I did too.
I think it's just personal preference that I just like that song more than Emma's first solo song, which is not bad, again, by any stretch of the imagination, but I just liked Rena's a little bit more.
Rita's first one's really fun.
Yeah. Boop. And in our seventh matchup here, we have Zenkoku Dreamer, which is the Neo Sky Neo Map B-side, I want to say,
Mm-hmm.
and Firebird by Karen, which is her third solo song. Firebird is just a bop.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm going to say about that. Zenkoku Dreamer, I would say, as a group song, I think it fits really well with Neo Sky Neo Map because it kind of deviates from the traditional "this is what a Niji group song sounds like."
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
I
it's one of the
appreciated
better
that.
ones.
But Firebird is just Firebird, and that song rules.
That song's really, really good and
Yes.
hilarious because it's just like, hey, Karen's just gonna talk about boning. Have at it.
You're damn right.
Which, like, you know what? I support you, honey. You do that. It's really good, and the
Yeah.
performance is super great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Firebird is really, really good. I would support Firebird going forward.
Up next, we have match number 8, Poppin' Up from Kasumi, which is her anime solo, and Sing and Smile by Quartz. What did you go with on this?
I actually went with Sing and Smile.
I went with Poppin' Up.
Oh.
My reasoning for this is that Sing and Smile is not the best Quartz song. The best one is coming up later on. And on re-listening Poppin' Up, I really enjoyed it. Like, I think it's one of the better anime songs. Like, I think Kasumi's is good. Setsuna's is good. There may be another one up here coming up that we will talk about, but like, it's one of the rare exceptions where I think it's not like a weak song for one of the girls.
Yeah, I really like it. I actually think that and was not expecting this going into it. Quartz to me has the best subunit song so far.
I might agree with
both
you
of
on
theirs
that.
are really, really good and really highlight vocally how talented these girls are.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of lets them branch out a little bit more on how they're singing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just really think that song's a good song. And I agree with you that the other one is better. The other Quartz song is on our bracket. But I do really like this one. That being said, I'm not gonna be like offended if you want to put Poppin' Up forward. Like Sing and Smile is super, super good, but like Poppin' Up is too. So I don't think it's really gonna be like a bad thing for either of these to go forward.
Al, I'm going to say we decide this via tiebreaker.
Okay.
And that's the flip of a coin.
Okay.
We're gonna just go heads Popping Up, tails is Sing and Smile. You can't see which is which. You're just gonna have to believe me.
Okay.
Oh god, I did not catch it, so redo.
Loki,
Tails.
which one do you want?
Tails.
Tails.
So we're gonna put Sing and Smile forward.
All right.
My hand's cold now. Match number 9, Tokameki Runners and La Bella Patria from Emma, which is her anime song?
That's her anime song.
Okay. Tokameki Runners.
Tokameki Runners,
Yeah.
yes.
Easy.
Yeah.
Match number 10.
Speaking of easy.
No Ippo from Aimu, which is her first solo song. And Starlight by Karen, which is her first solo song as well. Starlight, again, Karen is just like very good at just making bops.
That song rules, man.
And that song is very good.
It's very good. And like the memes of having like all the girls do Starlight is hilarious in All Stars. But also like we've talked about it. I think it's hysterical how they edit it when she performs it live because they're like, all right, these moves are super sexy. We kind of have to like crop it up, like move this camera up. Oh, we can't show that. Ah, it's hilarious how they kind of like work themselves into a weird box there.
I am very curious to see how they will do it this weekend when the shuffle concerts happen.
Oh.
And especially who gets to sing that song.
Who gets to sing it? Oh
Yeah.
man, I'm dying to know.
That's gonna be those are gonna be fun concerts.
And that
Um,
song's not going to be easy for other people to sing because
no,
she sings it on a much lower like register than everybody usually sings.
it's gonna be interesting to say the least. But yeah, Starlight
That
going
song,
forward.
yeah, that song
It's
rules.
really
It's
good.
got to go forward.
Match number 11 that will move on to face Say Goodbye Namida from IMU, Dream With You from IMU, which is
It's from the anime, right?
yes, maybe. Let me double check here. The problem with all these having solo songs is that you sometimes just lose track of what is what. Yes, that is the first. That's the first episode anime song. So that's her first anime song. 'Cause she has two. She's special.
Uh-huh.
And
She's
Melody
special.
from Setsuna. Melody, I think if there's one knock against Melody is the amount of times we had to play it in All Stars,
Yep. Yep.
which was kind of torturous. But also Melody goes forward here.
Yeah, it's a really good song. But yeah, it is very, very hard. We just now recently got S ranked on it.
Match number 12, Koe Sunago Yo from Emma and Awakening Promise from IMU. That is Emma's second solo, and this is IMU's second anime solo. I would go with Emma's song here because I think this is Emma's best song. Or at least in terms of my opinion it is. I think I like it because it has the fun crowd sing along part in the chorus.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just a sucker for those. And also it's just very cheery and fun.
Yeah, I don't think it's her best, but it is one of her best. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
That's also the one with like the children that show up.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. Woo, children.
It's real funny. Match 13, we have Analog Heart by Rina, which is one of her solo songs off of one of the albums. Maybe I think it's the third.
I think it's third because it was
It
really,
is
really
third.
hard in All Stars.
And Neo Sky Neo Map, the ending song from the anime.
Hot take. Neo Sky Neo Map is one of their best group songs.
That's not a hot take because it's true.
Yeah, like it's really, really good.
Like I know on your bracket it is very high up.
It is very high up, yes.
It almost made the top 4 for me. Like
Yep.
it got knocked out in the Elite 8, so that's how much I like that song. So I think that's a pretty no-brainer here.
All right.
Like it the way that song works is that it kind of just defies the logic of what a Nijigasaki group song sounds like. It sounds completely different.
Mm-hmm.
And like it sounds like an anime ending theme, but it is very good at just being something completely different from what you would normally expect from how their group songs normally operate.
Yeah, I completely agree.
It's very good. Match number 14, You and I by I and Mirai Harmony.
I'll be real with you. It's not going to matter which of these goes forward.
It unfortunately so, because I think You and I is a real fun song, but it is going
It is
against
a really fun song.
juggernaut of a song.
Yes, it is.
So
whatever goes forward here is going to get bopped out next. But
yeah, I'm putting You and I forward because it's just a fun song, and I like it a lot.
And it's got a pun in it.
Exactly. It's very good. Match number 15, Telepathy by Rina, which is her second solo song, and Supernova by Diver Diva.
I went with Supernova, I'm pretty sure. Did I? I don't remember.
You have your bracket in front of you.
Well, I don't actually. I was looking at your bracket, but
What are you looking at my? Get out of my bracket. Get out.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Get out of here.
I went with Supernova.
I went the other way. I went with Telepathy. Again, I think Rina songs are just really good in general. Like Chimmy is really good at just knocking those out of the park. What? Did you realize you made a mistake?
No, I thought it was telepathy. Is it telepathy?
I don't know.
I
I wrote these in a rush. Don't blame me.
I think it's telepathy. Anyway,
Regardless,
I'm
playing music. I didn't mean to. Don't copy this. I mean, you could say a telepathy or telepathy, whichever.
Okay. Yeah, I
Word
went
tongue
with
twisters.
Supernova on this one. It's Diver best so subunit song.
Hmm.
I enjoy it.
I think for me, I
Um,
think the Diver Diva songs just got bad polls here because I just didn't go with either of them for this one or for the next one that's coming up.
I went with it for this one. For the next one, I did not. Because Beautiful Moonlight's a better song.
Yeah. Wow, I can't believe
Um,
we're just gonna move that forward already.
what Beautiful Moonlight?
Yeah,
That song rules. It's
it's real
so
good.
good. It's so good. Um,
Do you want me to break out the coin again?
yeah, break out
It's
the
the
coin
opening
again.
round. We don't have to get into arguments yet.
It's true. Like
All
I said,
right.
I don't think we're gonna get as many arguments as last time.
Teletelepathy or supernova. Teletelepathy is going to be heads. Supernova is going to be tails. Ow. It is heads. I had to remember what was heads or
So
tails.
telepathy.
Yes. Rena moves forward.
Rena
Love
goes
Triangle from
forward.
Diver Diva and Beautiful Moonlight from Chords. We already moved Beautiful Moonlight forward.
Yeah, that song's just super good.
This next one's got a real tough road in front of it, as it will move on to face Dive by Setsuna.
Yep.
We have Anata no Ariso no Heroine from Shizuku and My Own Fairy Tale from Kanata.
I went with My Own Fairy Tale.
I went with Shizuku. I think. Did I go with Shizuku? I probably did. Is this your bracket or
Did
my
you?
bracket? I don't remember whose bracket is this. Whose bracket is this?
Get out of my bracket.
Okay. Yes, I went with Shizuku.
Okay, so we went with the opposite here.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I really like all of Shizuku's solo songs.
I like some of her other ones much better.
I mean, I think that's fair. Like, I would
Like
say,
the next one, the next bracket we have, like that one rules.
yes, I would completely agree with you. I like her first solo song better than Kana's song here. That's just my reasoning. I'm sticking to it.
I think Konitsu's is really fun.
I can completely agree with that.
And once again, I listened to it quite a bit. I think that it really showcases her voice quite well. In a way that some of her other songs have not. My Own Fairy Tale and Martian Star are like absolutely the ones that show off like her singing ability so well. That and the court songs. First single didn't do as well in my opinion. Like Kanata's first one's fine, and maybe it was a situation where I got irritated playing it in All Stars at the very, very beginning because
yeah, that's true. And also, it's a gimmicky song.
It is a gimmicky song. So My Own Fairy Tale actually gave like a little bit more of depth to who she is and what she sings about. It was really enjoyable to me. So the reason that like I went with that, and I think honestly it's kind of a situation of it was Shizuku's first one versus Kanata's second.
Yeah.
Because Shizuku, I also liked her next one better than I liked her first one. So it's kind of a situation of like, oh, I like this better here, but it's going up against a first one. So like it was kind of tough to decide. But yeah, I really enjoyed Kanata's here. And again, like neither of these really are going to matter because it's going against Dive by Setsuna.
Yeah,
so.
There's a big hurdle in front of it, big wall in front of it.
Yeah.
I'm okay with moving Kanata forward. I think you gave a nice, compelling argument there.
All right.
Up next, we got the Shizuku duo, where we have Audrey and Yagata Hitotsu no Monogatari.
What'd you go with here?
I went with Audrey.
I went with Audrey too. Audrey's such a good song.
I think Audrey is just slightly the better song. And also, there's that cool dress like change.
Yeah,
where she takes off the jacket.
The
Although the other song does have Big Hat.
It has a big hat, but it doesn't have like the mid-song transition with a giant coat and everything.
Yeah, that part is very, very good. But yeah,
Like
I think
she literally changes her entire outfit on stage. It's crazy.
it's real good. Um, yeah, I just think Audrey's just a slightly better song than the other one.
Hmm.
Match number 19, we have Makeup Session ABC from Quartz, which I believe was an anime bonus song, and Butterfly from Kanata. That is her anime solo song where she goes, "You're my butterfly, sugar baby."
No, she does not.
Come, my
Don't
lady,
slander
come,
her
my
like
lady.
this. Don't slander her.
What did you end up going for with this here?
I went with Quartz. Once
I
again, it's a very, very good song, and I think that Butterfly really struggles because of the mixing on it.
I went with Butterfly actually.
Yeah, I saw that. I think the song could have been so much better if the mixing wasn't so terrible.
Mhm.
I just have a really hard time listening to it because it's not done right.
That's fair. I think the thing for me is that I think the anime bonus subunit songs
Mhm.
have been okay at best. Like none of them have like reached out and like grabbed me like oh. I'm just like these are fine, but like this would be like a C-side if it was like an actual album release. It's like yeah, this makes sense as this is an anime bonus song.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, I'm fine with either. Like I said, my big gripe with Butterfly is just the mixing super. The I don't know what they were thinking when they did this.
I mean, there's a
Uh,
lot of things you could say about with the anime with regards to that question. So
yeah, but like, don't make the music louder than her dang voice. Ah,
I believe we're gonna go to the coin, the old trusty
okay,
coin.
all right.
Makeup Session ABC is heads, Butterfly is tails. Oh, I almost flinged that and did not catch it. Ow. Well, I guess we're going to be saying, "You're my butterfly, sugar baby."
Butterfly time.
Butterfly time.
Okay.
Up next, we have Kakoshiaji from Azuna. That is their anime bonus song, and Ketsui no Hikari, which is Shioriko's solo song.
This one was not a hard competition
No
for me.
brainer. It is Shioriko's.
It is Shiriko's. Whoa, that song rules.
Mm-hmm. Match 21, we have Psycho Heart, which is Ai's anime song, and Cheer for You from Azunia. That is their second song from their first release.
Mhm.
What did you go with here?
I went with Psycho Heart.
I also did, so cool.
Psycho
Easy.
Heart moves forward then.
20 match 22. We were almost out of the first round.
Whoa.
Kaika Sengen from IMU. I believe that's her second or third solo song. And Sunagaru Connect from Arena, which is again her second or third solo song.
I thought that was her anime song.
Or maybe her anime song. I'm going to look it up. This also might be in Japanese, so I'll just be like, I don't know. Yeah, I think it's her anime song.
Okay.
What
I
did
went
you?
with Rena
I need to look up and see what I went with. I also went with Rena, so
because
cool.
I really liked that it made references to like her first solo
Yeah.
song, and just that performance in the anime was super cute.
Yes. So we are in agreement there.
Yay.
Match 23, which again got an enviable task in the second round as it goes up against Chase
Yep.
by Setsuna. Love
Yep.
You, My Friends, the second group song, and Tanoshi no Tensai from I, which is her third solo song.
Mm-hmm. I went with I.
I also went with I.
So
Cool.
I goes forward.
I.
I.
Yosuro.
I.
Match 24, we have Namiru Mori ni Ikatai Na from Kanata and Mecha Going from I.
This one's easy.
It is the dancing one that everyone loves to dance to. Stick their leggy out. It is I's song.
Yeah, Mecha Going is so good.
And our final match of the first round.
Bum bum bum.
Number 25, we have Power Spot by Diver Diva and Wish by Karen.
Wish.
Yep.
1,000% Wish.
Yep.
Really shows off her vocal ability there.
Yep. Well, we've made it to round 2. We have whittled this down to 32, I think. Yeah, 32 would make sense. Nothing too hard coming out of the first round. But now as we get to cutting this down further and further, it's going to get even more difficult as we move forward.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start with our opening contest in the second round. Match 26, excuse me. I can't read these very small numbers. Sweet Eyes and Dreamland Dream World from Azunia.
Dreamland Dream World.
Yep.
So hard.
Match 27, Just Believe and Martian Star from Kanata. I would go with Just Believe. I believe that's how my bracket went. I can look it up here. Yes, my bracket was the same second round matchup, and I went with Just Believe.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Easy peasy.
Like It, Love It from Setsuna or Aya no Uta from Emma.
This is where it gets not easy.
This was probably one of the first points of contention for our bracket deviation. Because we had opposite winners coming out of this in our personal brackets.
Yeah, I mean, as I mentioned before, like this is a beautiful song that Emma pulls off here. And I think that the like genre difference was really a good thing for her. Also, when I was thinking about this, I was like, all right, Setsuna has a better song out there. So I was willing to cut Like It, Love It because it's like Aya no Uta is just so good.
That was an argument that I eventually had, which would potentially be in the next round.
Really?
Yeah. So for me, I like It, Love It advanced for me, but it did not make it out of the next round. Because I kind of had the same argument of like, you know, like you can't go wrong with any of Setsuna songs.
You really can.
But I think, like you said, there's better ones out there. Better one or better ones, whichever you would prefer to say. But does that mean we cut it here or does it go forward here? The real question.
I mean, I love that Emma song.
You do?
I love that Emma song so much. It's honestly probably one of my favorites on that third solo album. It's incredible. I mean, I personally would move that forward, knowing that like it's probably not going to make it to the end like it did on mine. Especially like I said, there are better Setsuna songs on this list that will show up later. And I think this is the best Emma song that's going to be on this list. So like I would personally argue for it to go forward, knowing that it's probably not going to go any further than that.
Like I said, I think me personally, I would pick the Setsuna song here just because like we've talked about, like this is not my favorite Emma song, but I think your argument for it has been very good and very convincing. So I'm willing to let it go forward.
Yay! Good job, Emma. You get to survive for another round.
Match 29, Doki Pippo Emotion and from Rina and Firebird by Karen.
I'm going to argue for Firebird here.
Well, you don't really have to because it's going to go forward.
Okay, Firebird wins. Go for it, Firebird.
I like how you thought you were really going to have to put a fight up for that.
What? Just one? Sure.
I mean, you've seen my bracket. You've seen how far Firebird goes.
That's true.
Match 30, we have Wonderland by Kasumi and Sing and Smile by Quartz.
I think Wonderland gets this for me.
I also went with Wonderland on my bracket, so I'm cool
Mm.
with it going forward here
Good job, Wonderland. Move
because it's
forward.
not making it out of the next round.
Right.
Batch 31, Tokameki Runners and Starlight by Karen.
Starlight.
Yep. Tokameki is good. We also had the question of, do we put the other version of Tokameki in here? But we decided just, hey, it's basically the same song, so no.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tokameki's great. It's just Starlight's a lot better.
It's a lot better.
A lot better. Match 32, Say Goodbye, Namida from IMU and Melody by Setsuna.
Melody.
Yep. Match 33, we have Koei Sunago Yo from Emma and Neo Sky Neo Map.
Neo Sky. Neo Map.
Yep. Match 34, we have Mutakikyo Believer from Kasumi and You and I by I.
Kasumi's got to go forward here, man.
Yeah.
That song rules.
Yes. Match 35, Teletelepathy from Rina and Beautiful Moonlight by Quartz.
I would personally go with Beautiful Moonlight.
Okay. I apparently went Teletelepathy on my list, but I had also see it going for Beautiful Moonlight, so I think I can see that going forward. That's fine. I'm not going to fight on that one. You were cutting out very much there, so I had no idea what you just said.
I said it's not going to survive very long.
Oh, no. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Match 36, Dive by Setsuna and My Own Fairy Tale from Kanata.
I would go with Dive.
Yeah.
Are you going with Dive?
Yep.
Okay.
Match 37, we have Audrey by Shizuku and Butterfly by Kanata.
I would say Audrey.
Yep. Match 38, we have Margaret by Kasumi and Katsui no Hikari from Shioriko.
So this one was a little rough on me, but I ended up going with Shioriko because that song's just stupidly good.
Yep. I agree. Psycho Heart from I and Sunagaru Connect from Rina.
I think I went with Rina's.
I'm gonna check your bracket. Check your logs. You did go with Rina. I went with I.
Oh.
I just like all of I's songs. I really enjoy. I also like all of Rina's songs as well. So like, this was a little bit of a tough one, but like, there's just something about I's songs that like the cheerful nature of them and just how much like energy they can bring into you that like just pulled it in front for me.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay. Boop. Match number 40. Chase by Setsuna and Tanoshi no Tensai by I.
It's gotta be Chase, man.
Yep. And then match 41, the final match of the second round. Mecha going by I and Wish by Karen.
I went with Wish.
Really?
Because it was a different style for Karen that really shows off like the really great vocal ability she has. Especially because we have Starlight, we have Firebird, and we have Vivid, whatever it was. Those are all like upbeat party type songs with like a sexy mood to them. But Wish is more of like a longing ballad type song, and like hearing her perform it live when she like sounds like she's on the verge of crying singing this song is just like, holy crap, is she able to like throw in a ton of emotion into this song. And it just, once again, I've mentioned a few times in this, it just shows off her range like crazy. And it also just kind of throws off your expectations of what a Karen song is supposed to be. And I like that. I like that it messes with what you think you're going to get from her. It's also funny to see her like singing this Starlight outfit because she's like all sexified and she's like sitting in a chair like near tears singing this song.
I think those are all good arguments. My one counterpoint to that is, have you seen the dance from Mecha Going and how much everyone loves it?
I have seen that, yes.
and how much fun that song is.
That song is very fun.
I think your argument's really good. I did not consider those points when I went with this. Also, I don't think either of these songs is going to move forward past the next round.
It won't.
But I would be okay with Wish going forward.
All right. Wish is going to move forward, and then it's probably going to lose out on the next one.
Yep.
Rip Maxwell.
He's having a good time. We have made the Sweet 16. He's real upset about some of our choices, clearly.
What is he doing?
You would know better than I would.
I don't. I can't see him.
Oh,
he's playing in a box.
That makes a lot of sense. Alien Cat Max. Okay. The Sweet 16 is upon us. 16 songs are left.
All right.
The choices get harder from here.
Yes.
Match number 42, Dreamland Dream World or Just Believe.
I'm going to say Just Believe.
I'm going to consult my bracket. I went with Just Believe in this scenario.
All right. Well, Just Believe it is.
Oh, God.
Oh, no. Did it not work?
No, it did. I was getting stuck on clicking and it just rolled with me. Just Believe. Match 43. Can't read these small numbers. They're very small. Aya no Uta from Emma and Firebird by Karen.
These are both very, very good songs.
Yes.
And I acknowledge that Emma got very far in mine. I don't think she's going to make it as far in this one, but I'm happy with the fact that she made it this far. So if I'm okay if Firebird goes forward, I will say that now.
Firebird is just so good.
It's super good. And like I said, I love this Emma song. I think it's one of the best ones. I am honestly just satisfied that it has made it as high on this list as it has.
Okay.
So I think that Firebird is A-okay to go forward.
Well, I'm going to pick Emma's song. No, I'm just kidding. It's Firebird.
I mean, if you pick Emma's song, cool. I'm fine with that. But I'm not going to fight for it.
Match 44, Wonderland by Kasami and Starlight by Karen.
That's an unfortunate matchup, but Starlight is just stupidly good.
Yes, I agree. Match 45, Melody by Setsuna and Neo Sky Neo Map.
I went with the Neo Sky Neo Map.
Wow, controversial decision here.
Wow.
And you know what? I also went with Neo Sky Neo Map, so yes. Again, I think it's the thing of like, it does so much different from your regular typical
it throws off expectations.
Nijigasaki song. And I really like Melody.
Yeah, I do too.
But I think also just there's part of me that's like, man, I play that song a lot.
A lot.
And that may be the one detracting thing about that song.
Yep. And just kept missing that S rank barely.
Yeah. Which is unfortunate.
Yes.
Match 46 now, finally. Mutakikyo Believer and Beautiful Moonlight by Quartz.
This one's not even a competition, honestly.
Nope.
It's Kasumi.
Match 47, Dive by Setsuna and Audrey by Shizuku.
I personally went with Audrey.
Well, you personally can go to...
Wow, rude.
I'm kidding. I also went with Audrey, so...
Audrey it is!
Yeah. Audrey's just really good.
It's a really
Dive's also
good
really
song.
good, but again, there is another Setsuna song on here that is better, and that's going to be moving forward here shortly. So, match 48. Is that an 8? Sure, we'll go with it.
That's an 8, yes.
Katsumi no Hikari from Shiriko and Psycho Heart by Eye.
Shiriko.
Yep. And our final match of the Sweet 16, match 49, Chase by Setsuna and Wish by Karen.
It's gotta be Chase.
Yep. And that brings us to the Elite Eight, the quarterfinals.
Da-da-dum.
8 songs remain.
This is where things are gonna get very different from my bracket.
I mean, I feel like we just dived into my bracket, really. Like, a lot of this is just like my Elite Eight. Like, this whole thing might be just my Elite Eight. Here we go. Let's just go back. My Elite Eight is Just Believe, Firebird, Starlight, Dio Sky, Dio Mab, Mutakikyo Believer, Audrey, Ketsui no Hikari, and Chase. This is just my Elite Eight.
It is. Mine is very different from yours.
Mm-hmm.
Because mine was heck. It was Solitude Rain, Ayanouta.
That's the part that's really different. Like, I think everything else is basically the same.
Yeah, Starlight.
It's just that very top part of the bracket. It was just went in a completely wildly different direction than mine did.
Yeah, but
and then even like
the same.
Even your final four coming out of this is different than mine too. So
yeah.
But there you go. Here's our official Elite Eight.
Okay.
Quarterfinals. Match number 50. Just Believe and Firebird by Karen.
Out of those two, I would go with Firebird.
Mm-hmm. Starlight by Karen and Neo Sky, Neo Map. This is the tough one.
This one's really hard.
I will say that we had differing opinions about this in our personal brackets.
Yeah, because you had a Karen matchup.
I did.
Yeah, I went with Neo Sky, Neo Map. I just really, really enjoy that song. I think it, again, kind of like defies your expectations of what a Niji song is. I also just really, really like it. That being said, like Starlight is still one of the best solo songs that Niji has.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of a hard decision here.
You can't go wrong either way.
You can't go wrong either way.
I think my reasoning for this is like you said, Neo Sky, Neo Map is just really, really good. But like Starlight has continued just to be good throughout, ever since its release. And I think it's one of the first songs you hear off of that album, and you're just like, whoa, holy crap.
Yeah, and I will say, like, oh my God, a whole year ago before all of this went down, I went and saw the Fez live in theaters, and like seeing her perform this for the first time live, I was like, what is this song? This is amazing. Also, she's stupidly hot. What is happening? So like, had a little bit of a crisis in the middle of a movie theater.
As you do.
You did, as you do. And so like, that's pretty impressive to make somebody have a crisis in the middle of a movie theater. I was real impressed. So I mean, like, I'm fine with going with Starlight because of the staying power. That's not to say that Neo Sky, Neo Map will not have that staying power.
No, but like, it's like I said, like you said before, like either one of these songs is just really good. You can't go wrong with either. Starlight just barely edges out, I think, Neo Sky, Neo Map here.
I accept that.
Well, there you go. We have our first final four matchup locked in. I think these next two are going to be fairly easy.
Because we have the same ones.
Yeah. Match 52, Mutakikyo Believer by Kasumi and Audrey by Shizuku.
Kasumi.
Audrey making a good run, a good deep run. I almost picked the wrong. There we go.
Oh no, Audrey is super good. But yeah, like Kasumi's song just, oh my God, that song rules.
And match 53, the final Elite Eight matchup, Ketsui no Hikari by Shioriko and Chase by Setsuna.
That was just an unfortunate matchup for Shioriko's because I think it could have gotten further if it didn't go up against Chase.
100%. I completely agree. Like, I'm glad that it made it this far because I really, really enjoyed that song as well.
I do too.
Like it's really good, but like if this was at the top of the bracket, I could easily see it going. It might still end up in the kind of the same spot, but like I think it would be an easier. It would be less of a like just a blow by decision that this is. Because Chase is Chase, and Chase is just godlike.
Yes.
Well, there you have it. We have the final four songs remain. Karen has a 50% chance to win this. She has a guaranteed spot in the finals.
Nice.
So like I said, I believe this is just my final four as well. The bottom half of the bracket is your final four matchup, Chase versus BTQK Believer. Yeah, this is just my final four. So there you go. Well, let's dive into this for our bracket. We have our first final four matchup. Match number 54. It's Firebird versus Starlight.
I would personally go Starlight on this one.
I went Firebird. Again, you can't go wrong with literally either of these songs.
You really can't.
There's just something about Firebird that's just like is one of those songs you're just like, holy dude. Like we talked about this kind of the same thing with Starlight, but I think like there's just something a little bit more with Firebird where I'm just like, this is a banger.
I like it, but I still think Starlight has an edge on it.
I cannot argue against that because I can completely see that opinion.
Yeah.
Like to me, there's just something about this song that like it kind of has like this more like mature feeling to it, that her other songs don't have, and just like it just has like that little bit more of like an it factor to it that it just something about it just like I'm just like enraptured by it. Trust me, this was a hard decision to make between these two songs for me. Because you can't go wrong either way. Like both of these songs are just incredibly good.
Incredibly good, yeah. Why can't I remember like what style that song is in?
What, Firebird?
Yeah.
It's like because it has the beginning of it has like the clappy bits. Here we go.
Yeah. It's like flamenco? Is that the word I'm looking for?
Yeah, sure. I would say that's kind of like the style of that song.
Yeah.
It's very like a dancey type song.
Yeah. My one argument against it,
Okay.
in favor of Starlight is it's harder for her to maintain the lower register when she's singing Firebird than it is for Starlight. So she pops out of it sometimes. And that can be a little bit jarring. And I think it's just because it is a very active dancing song.
Yeah.
And so that's really, really hard to like keep up a lower register that you don't naturally sing in and also do all that.
Yeah.
So it makes the live performance like a little less entertaining for me than Starlight, just because like she's able to maintain that whole time.
She's also been she's been performing Starlight for much longer.
That's true, yeah.
And when they performed the third solo songs, it was under very weird circumstances.
That is true, yes. Yeah. I would still go Starlight, man.
Is that your final answer?
That's my final answer, yes.
Okay, I'm fine. I'm fine with that. Like I said, this was a tough decision for me on my bracket.
Yeah, we're about to get to a really tough decision here.
And I was just like, I could go either way on this, and I just went Firebird on it. But I could definitely, I can see the argument for Starlight. Easy.
I mean, either one's a banger Karen song.
Totally.
Good job, Karen. You've made the finals.
You did. Now we get to the tough one.
Who could have seen that coming, Karen, when you were in the top two?
Yep.
Wow.
Match 55.
Oh my god, this one.
Muta Kikyo Believer from Kasami and Chase by Setsuna.
This one was impossible for me.
I
struggled with it.
It is a tough decision. I will say we went in opposite directions.
We did. And when I saw that we went in opposite directions, I was like,
I should also clarify. Honestly, we went in opposite directions, and the opposite directions from this choice right here ended up winning our bracket.
Yes.
So.
when I saw your like winning one, I was like, yeah, that almost won mine.
When I saw
um,
yours, I was like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
yep.
I can completely see that.
Like honestly, I think that these two songs, period, are like the top two songs.
I would have 1000% agree with you. Like this is honestly the finals. This is the final matchup.
Yes, these two are the final.
Whoever
Because
wins of this is winning the entire thing.
yes, because Setsuna's Chase is just incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Like vocally, she's a powerhouse in this song. It's such a fun song, but it also is a song that like hypes you up.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they were very, very smart to use it in that first episode of the anime, to like make you have that understanding of what makes school idols so great.
Yeah, I
Um,
completely agree.
like that animation of it was just incredible. But like hearing her do this live and seeing like the pure elation on her face when she's able to hit that high note is just amazing. It's so, so good.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this has for a long time been one of the best Niji songs, period, full stop.
Yeah,
Um,
can't
and
argue
it
that.
has some real big staying power.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, um, I'm probably gonna say this wrong. Mute Kikyu? Mute
Sure, we'll go with
Kikyu?
that.
Believer, Kasumi's single that was voted on.
This song came out of nowhere.
Nowhere.
Like I was like, Cosby songs are good. Don't get me
Yes.
wrong. But I never would have looked at one of her songs and been like, yeah, this is the best song out of this entire group.
Yeah.
And this song comes along and it's just like, holy shit, this song rules. Like I will give you my reasoning of why I picked this song over Chase.
Okay.
There was definitely a time after that song came out, after Mituku Believer came out, where I was constantly just replaying it. Just
Yeah.
constantly over and over and over again in a way that I hadn't done for any Niji song before or
Yeah.
since.
Yeah, I
Like
agree
it
with you.
definitely
I did
got
the
way
same
more
thing.
plays than Chase did, and I love Chase. I think that song is amazing. It is, in my opinion, it is the second best Niji song. But Kasumi's solo single that got voted on is the best song, and it's just entirely surprising because I never would have thought that. But it is just such a good song, and just like in so many different ways.
And also, like, worth mentioning that I keep several videos on my phone of like when I'm having a really bad depression day. I'm like, I need to watch something that's gonna cheer me up.
Mm-hmm.
One of those is the meme video that somebody made that combines Golden Wind with it.
Yeah,
Because it makes me laugh so hard. It's so perfect.
it's pretty good.
It's really, really good. It's like what Muda Muda Believer or something like that. Um, but yeah, like the animation of this is incredible. The song itself is just super fun. I agree with you. Whenever it comes on my phone, like I will actually listen to it and then go back and listen to it again.
Mm-hmm.
I've done that many, many times. Um, honestly, like as we've mentioned, Chase and this one that I will never be able to say because I'm terrible at language. Um, those are the top two.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Um, like the bracket, we're gonna land one of them at the top, yes. But like even ignoring the bracket, these two are just the best two. Period.
Completely agree.
Um,
Like there's nothing like seeing a live performance of Chase and seeing Tomori hit that high note and just seeing everyone lose their mind.
lose their mind. It and it's great because it reminds me a lot of like in Guilty Kiss performances.
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody loses their mind, and it's fantastic. It just
It's like a
like
good Guilty Kiss performance. It's like a good BAP performance. You know, like
yeah,
high notes are just really hype.
and it really like, especially with like these two songs with Chase and we're talking about Guilty Kiss, like it kind of like messes with your expectations of like what an idol performance is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like what a Love Live performance is going to be, because usually it's like, you've got some cutesy stuff, and then you come out with Chase and you've got like fire everywhere.
Yeah.
And she's just coming out with those power vocals. It's like, whew, you are just wrecking it. And like, she's a baby too. She is an infant. It is incredible how powerful her voice is.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, like, all of the Setsuna songs really.
I do kind of feel bad for whoever has to sing Chase at the shuffle concerts, because having to do that high note is not an enviable task.
I wonder if they do like they did with Deep Resonance and just don't make them do it.
Yeah, it may be one of those things of like, do you think you can do this, or do you not think you do this? Because like, there was a radio clip where they were talking about Chase, and Tamori was like, yeah, I think she either talked to Aikion about it or like listened to some of her performances to like get herself pumped up to do it, because she was feeling very nervous about having to do the high note.
And she calls it the scream, which is funny.
Yeah. And then like everyone loved it, and she was just like, oh, thank God.
Yeah. And I mean, that's going to be a hard thing to like recreate.
Mm-hmm. She just comes on stage for like, pops right up, just does it, and then leaves.
Yeah. That's perfect. Oh man. Honestly, like, that is to say, I am perfectly fine with either of these going forward. I have arguments for both of them.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, I think I'm gonna go with you on this one, that Kasumi is gonna get it.
Shocker. I really hope she gets to perform this song again and gets her redemption arc for it.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Because I know she could kill this song live.
She could, and she has had like really bad 2 days of performances those days, and I don't know if like she was feeling unwell or if it was just like a confidence shake because of the weirdness of it. But like, she's a very, very talented girl. She's really, really good at what she does, and she just had bad days, and it happens.
Yep. 100%.
She's phenomenal.
Well, that of course leads us to our final matchup.
Well, you've already kind of had this argument.
Match 56, Starlight versus Butakikyo Believer, and wow, I can't believe Kasumi wins.
Kasumi, good job. Woo!
Love, Kasumi.
Yes. Thank you, our little gremlin child.
So what did you, I guess now that we've got this far, we have finished the bracket, I'm going to submit this.
Mm-hmm.
So it is official.
See, I told you this one wouldn't be as contentious as.
Oh, no. No, of course not. But I wanted to ask you, because I had an idea in my head of kind of where I thought the bracket would go.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know like the rankings or anything, but like when I was envisioning this in my head,
mm-hmm.
I had an idea of where I thought the final four might be. What when you were doing this, did you have like songs in mind that you were like, oh, these are guaranteed going to make it to the end, and then did they eventually make it, or did they eventually kind of peter out because of just the way the bracket was set up?
So I had a strong feeling that Chase would make it. I also had a very strong feeling that Kasumi's song would make it.
Mm-hmm. That was kind of my thought as well. But I also thought it was literally going to be those two songs and then two other Setsuna songs, honestly.
Yeah. I thought that it was going to be a pretty heavily Setsuna leaning list. And I think part of that is just matchups.
Yeah.
And you know, some of the songs that I thought would probably, like, going into this, some of the songs that I thought would go forward just ran into things that they could not overcome, like Shiriko's song.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that can't go past Chase. It can't. But that song is amazing, and I think if it had been up against anything else, it could have gone a little bit further.
Yeah, like we were talking about earlier, I think if that was in the top half of the bracket, it potentially could have gone further. or it might have like ran into the same problems. But like I think it would have had like an easier path going forward than it did where it was at the bottom going against Chase, where it's just like it didn't really have a path forward.
I will say, and I told you this when I finished it. When I finished my bracket, I was like, well, that went places I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, same.
Because I like listened to all the songs that I was looking at my phone and seeing like, well, what do I actually listen to on the reg? And ended up with my bracket that was kind of like bananas.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least the first part of it was bananas. The rest of it made sense. I did have a feeling that like a Karen song would make it pretty high, but I thought that there would be like a lot of Setsuna, and I had a feeling that Kasumi's song would go pretty high because I know that we both really, really liked it.
Yeah, I also thought like I was like Starlight's probably going to be very high up there, like top 8 perhaps. I in no way did imagine in my mind imagine that there would be 2 Karen songs in my top 4.
Yeah.
Let alone one making it to the final.
I do also think that it's interesting that the only group song that made it relatively far is Neo Sky Neo Map.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty interesting, really.
I think some of the others though just kind of ran into stuff they couldn't overcome.
Bracket stuff, yeah.
Yeah. Whereas Neo Sky Neo Map had a little bit of an easier trajectory going throughout its part of the bracket before eventually kind of falling where it falls. But yeah, I do agree with you on that.
It was just interesting to me because, I mean, ultimately Niji is really about the individualism of the songs, and so it makes sense that we would have like more individual songs make it to the top.
Yeah.
But I did kind of think it was bananas. I was like, wow, Neo Sky Neo Map is like really the only group song that made it pretty far on both of ours.
Yep.
Which tells you how good of a song Neo Sky Neo Map is. But yeah, I was not surprised to see Starlight. I was not surprised to see Kasumi's song. I was not surprised to see Chase. I was expecting to see more Setsuna higher up, but matchups and also melody being a little wrecked for us because of All Stars.
Yeah.
Was there anything like super shocking for you?
I think the 2 Karen songs coming out of the top half of the bracket is probably the most surprising part. Like you said, like the bottom part where it's Kasumi song and Chase. Like I not surprised in the slightest. But like I said earlier, like I thought it was going to be 3 sets in the songs in that Kasumi song, but then like those other sets in the songs just kind of ran into just weird stuff where it's just like yeah, and then just the way both those Karen songs kind of just like grew together and immediately and eventually found their way together is just something I did not expect in the slightest going into this.
And I love how thrown off you were by my bracket too. That was exciting.
Yeah, it's like we said I think at the onset of this, where it's just like our bottom half of our brackets were basically pretty similar, just a few things here and there that were different, and we eventually kind of got to the same goal. Top half of the bracket was just completely all over the place for both of us.
Yep.
And I thought that was like the most surprising thing. I was like, huh. But I bet you probably looked at mine and were probably like, huh.
Yep.
So that's fun. That's the fun part about doing this is that you're gonna have some very strange choices that eventually once you see each other's bracket, you're gonna be like, that's not what I would have gone with, but that's an interesting idea. Sure.
I mean, I think that really what we're coming to here is that there's a lot of Niji solo songs that you really can't go wrong with.
Yeah, like yeah.
Maxwell, what do you think, buddy?
You think, yeah, my bracket's way better. Yours is trash.
Oh, where's Maxwell's bracket?
It's got all the good songs on it.
Oh. Loki's like, I picked everything Gremlin. I think Max would be a big Kanata fan.
Probably. He's like, I like
Really,
sleep.
I like the sleepy stuff. But
He would.
yeah, so I guess our number one is Kasumi, huh?
She is the winner of this year's March Madness. Congratulations.
Good job, Gremlin Child. I'm proud of you.
We all should be proud.
It's true.
And I think that's going to wrap this episode up.
Mm-hmm. Gremlin positivity. The song is also very positive. That's a really fun thing.
It is. So
we know we happy.
We know our winner of March Madness this year. Who will win next year? I have no idea. Don't ask me about that. Don't ask me about that until next year. Don't ask me about that until next March.
Yes.
If you want to fill out your own bracket, we will put the prediction, or I guess the link to the bracket in the description of the podcast. You can fill out a prediction and just be like, hey, this is how I would do it. And you can compare it to our big old bracket that we put together here and see how wildly the same it is, how different it is, and just come up with your own, like, hey, this is my favorite song from these gals, because that's fun. That's just fun to do in general.
Yeah.
So there you go. Well, that's gonna wrap up this episode for realsies now. If you would like more from us, go to seasonalanimecheckup.com or sac.cool, where you can find past episodes of this podcast and other podcasts like Seasonal Anime Checkup and Jared and Now Watch. Also find columns and reviews on the site as well. If you would like more from Anladium, go to anladium.com. She's got columns and reviews. You can follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/animecheckup. You can buy our books, One Shining Moment, A Critical Analysis of Love, Life, Sunshine, and Hot Tubs and Pac-Man on Amazon.com. And you can support us on Patreon, patreon.com/SACOVA. Buy us a slice of pizza. Get access to unedited versions of the podcast early and a whole heaping of bonus episodes as well. Next week, we might talk about a video game, or who knows, because did you know there's like 30 video games coming out by the end of March? It's real weird. It's real messed up. Who decided this was a good idea to bring out all the video games? Oh, hang on. I'm getting word that the good idea to bring out all the video games is it's the end of the first quarter of 2021, so that's why.
That'll do it.
So, yeah, we got to bundle up because we're probably going to have a lot of games to get through.
Yep.
Over the next couple of weeks, but we will come back next week with something, and probably maybe something interesting.